I'd like to introduce you to my partner, Mike Lee, as you know.
Hello.
Terry Haste, one of the best cutters in my opinion in England. I wouldn't have got together with him if I hadn't have thought that. He's about as good as you can get, really, in the world.
So what's actually involved in making a bespoke dressing gown?
Well, obviously the measures, the lengths, because everyone's different. The shape of the lapel, it can be squared, it can be shawl collar like this. We can really do anything. You have to make the dressing gown obviously easy rather than too fitted, so you're not as restricted as you are making a suit or a shirt, which has to be fitted more precisely. But you can mess around with the actual detail. Cut different cuffs. You can coordinate like this one. I have it self. Anything really.
Why would somebody want to just have that kind of spend that kind of money on a dressing gown?
Because they like it. Because they want it. I think, it's just if you have the money and they want something a little bit special. Plus the fact you can use any of the cloth that we've got, so you can have any design, any pattern, any actual material, cotton. This is viola. This is half wool, half cotton, which is true viola. There's not a lot of it around. As simple as that. You've got the ability to design your own garment. Plus the fact there are some people who need it because they can't buy a ready to wear. Their shape's not correct. Too short sleeves. They're too tall. They're too big.
When we're stitching a coat, i.e. the edge of the coat, which you see all these little dots like a little dot running through, that's partly because we want to prove that it's made by hand, plus to hold the edge from rolling. If you buy ready-made, not in every case, but obviously that's done by machine because they don't charge what we charge, but if they don't, it's called a bluffed edge. The only problem is with that, if you have it cleaned and you don't get good cleaners, the edge then goes all out of kilter, whereas this keeps ours as it's made originally, basically. But it's just a part of the thing we do. Everything, if you'd like to zoom down, Michael, here, that's pure cotton. We don't use nylon. That's called silesia. That's pure cotton. Indeed, without bringing everything out, it's just as you can see the shades, which we have. Then there's black, grey, all the different colours. That's pure cotton. You could actually, not that you would because the colours are not good, but you could actually make shirts out of that because it is no synthetic. That's Demet. That's cotton back Demet, but it handles like cashmere so that it makes the garment nice and soft. And
what do you use these for?
This is what we call the foundations of the coat. In other words, when you walk past a building and you see scaffolding up before they start, this is basically what this is. This is the scaffold. This is the inside that customers don't see and costs as much as the cloth, basically. That's pure cotton Demet. That's pure cotton. That's pure linen. And you know, linen and cottons has gone up drastically over the last few weeks. That's linen. You could actually make a jacket out of that. Not that you would because the colour's not very good. But that goes inside. That's pure linen. The canvas, that's the main structure. That's the main canvas that goes through the coat. That is again the main foundations. This is just lapped hair. That's natural as well, and that is to create the shape of the coat. That's got a, if I can just put that silk down if I may, that's got a spring in it, and that bends over your chest, which is obviously round because you can't put a straight over a round. So we create a shape in that, which is the only one you can because it's got that little bit of liveliness to it.
Ready-made suits use the same, don't they?
Some do what they call a floating chest piece, but it wouldn't, without being rude, they couldn't afford to use this quality for a suit that's £400 or £500. This is very, very expensive. But you are right, some do use a form of. It's called a floating chest piece. But most of the suits that you buy now are what is known as fused, which is a canvas like, well, it wouldn't be that canvas, it would be, it may be a synthetic, I can't swear on that. But on the back of this canvas, this is all put in by hand, obviously, and shrunk and everything. That's pure, that's London shrunk. But if it was a ready-made and it was fused, that would have globules of glue on that. which is put onto the cloth and put under extreme heat, and the canvas sticks to the cloth. That's called fusing.
But you don't do that?
We don't do that. No, we don't. Ours is all loose canvas. In actual, our canvas is put in by hand. It follows every seam and edge and dart and pocket and everything that goes into cutting. And if you'd like to move over with me, I'll just show you. For instance, this is the end. This is the end product, obviously, and I've got to put those horn buttons on, which are lovely, and that picks out the fleck in the background as well. But if you move on, this is a coat that's been tried on. In fact, there's 3 for the same gentleman. This is what we were talking about. This is the Melton, which I haven't shown you, but that's pure wool. That is linen, which is the collar, the canvas that goes inside the collar. Obviously, this costs a super 130, which means it's top quality, the best quality wool. And if you were to take an inch of that cloth, there's 130 strands through that cloth, warp and weft. In a normal cloth is probably about 60. So you've got, what, 2 times at least more yarn in that, which you may think makes it heavier, but they're very clever.
What do all these little markings mean?
This is the as I was explaining. This is the scaffolding. This is the scaffolding that attaches this canvas. As you can see, that's the same as I showed. This is all put in by hand. It's what we call floating. You can get inside it. If that was a ready-made, I'm not saying a very expensive ready-made up, because I think there are certain companies that do well, 3/4 handmade, we'll say. That would actually be glued to the cloth, and you couldn't pull. See, I can make, if it goes in and I'm not happy with the way it's gone in, I can just take that to pieces and get it done again. But if the fusing goes in wrong, then you've got a big problem. You can get it off, but it it's quite a job to get it back.
So this is one of the advantages
This
of
is handmade, and plus, obviously, we put special darts in. This is called a side body panel.
Say again?
A side body panel, that's called, which is a panel of cloth in the side body panel. And then we put this short front dart in there to create a chest if a guy's got a reasonably big chest. The ready-mades do that also, but in every seam here, except for the front one, there's inlay, as you can see, past those white mark stitches. That's inlay which we leave on. So unlike a ready-made that you may and you can pay as much as £1,500 to £2,000 for a suit quite easily and more, if you bought that suit and had that suit for say a year or two and your weight went up, I'm afraid that's it. You can't let it out. We can let out to the tune of at least 4.5 inches, because we leave inlay on the sides, we leave inlay in the back, we leave inlay all through this dart, as you can see, past that white stitch. So we're saying that we charge a lot, yes, but we can keep that suit going for quite a long time. That suit could probably go on for, providing you didn't go up again, because we can only let it out a certain amount, say 3 to 4 inches, for how long as you look after it. We do like to see you 3 or 4 times to have at least 3 fittings at a final. If the fitting's perfect in the first, we would still have another one to double check, and then we could probably finish it and cut one fitting out. But that would be the decision of the cutter, which is myself and my partner Terry. And if the customer said, well, I don't really want to come back for a fitting, we'd try to crack the whip really without upsetting him, because you're paying a lot of money and it's got to last.